Setting up a new page in WordPress. The first thing we need to do is log in. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of this page and we click login, and this will take us to our actual WordPress login page, and you then click login. We're going to actually make a new page for this website, so we can either do it through our left navigation here, or we can select from new here, and I'm just going to click new page, and that will actually set us up the baseline page for the website. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we need to enter a title. Right, so we enter the title, and I've actually copied and pasted this from a Word document. Now, talking about Word documents, I'll just go to the page that I'm actually going to be using for this. And what you need to know is that any text, for example, like this, that you want to put into your website, you need to actually use the Word Paste button in your WordPress site. So I'm just going to minimize that, copy that first of all to give you a demonstration. So just here on our actual kitchen sink we have paste from Word. So I'm actually going to paste the information into the document, and you'll notice that it has some pre-formatting here. I don't actually want that pre-formatting, so you do have to make sure that if it has got some pre-formatting on it, you need to actually remove that. Anyway, I'm going to click insert, and this has actually inserted it into my page. I'm actually in visual side of the page at the moment. If I go to text, I can actually see that it doesn't have any Microsoft formatting on there. So I'm going to put a heading in as well, and you'll notice that at the moment this is just bolds. Now, with any item that you are displaying on a page, you work in a hierarchical order, so this should actually have a heading. So from here I can actually choose the heading. Now this is a subheading, so it would be heading 2, and as you can see it automatically sets it up. I want this information here to actually be bold, so all I need to do is click on bold. I'm also going to add some media. So what I've done is I clicked my cursor next to the actual heading of the item. I'm going to now click add media. So I just want to check the image itself, and I'm going to actually put in MVP9. And there we are. So we've actually now got our image just here. So I'm going to click on it. Now, something that is really important, whenever you add any information to your actual items, you need to make sure that it's got a proper title in it. Now, this is a Caribe MVP9. And the other thing is you also must fill in the alternative text here and the description, because this actually shows you that if you're not using a computer that actually has images visible, it actually shows you the text to explain what is in its position. A little bit further down we can actually choose the size of the item that we're going to go into, and in here I'm going to actually remove the caption because we don't need that in, because we've already got that information in the actual document itself. So I'll remove all of that so that that doesn't actually interfere with our item. So I'm happy with the actual size of it. I could, if I wanted to, choose a thumbnail, and I can also choose where I want the position of this item to be, and I actually want it to be on the left, so I'm going to leave it at left. And If you want people to be able to see the image by itself, you can actually have it linked to the media file. Now, because we're putting the image in at its standard size, we don't have to do that, but I am going to leave it as is. So I now press Insert into Page. And as you can see, it's now actually set it up so that it's sitting within here. You'll notice that we actually have an issue here, that it's actually showing the caption at the moment. So I actually need to remove that and go back and do that again. So I've got my item there. Just want to see what else is in here. Right, okay, so we need to get rid of all the caption information. So now you can see that that's totally clear. And I go Insert into Page. And if I now save this as a draft, because I'm working on this, I want to actually save it as a draft until it's actually ready to go. So I click Save as Draft, and that takes a minute or two to do. And once it's done, you'll notice that it's still actually backing up the database. I can actually go and preview my page. So I just want to double check. I can preview the page to see how it will actually look. And there we are. We now have our actual boat sitting in there. So what I want to do is make sure that all of my next ones will actually look like this. So I go back into Edit. And I'm now going to actually add the next item in. Now I want to make sure that I'm actually here below this image. So I've got my next bit of text. I'm going to put it in, paste from Microsoft Word, add it in and go Insert, and as we can see it's sitting just here quite nicely. So I'm actually going to do the formatting of the text. So I click on bold. I need to put my heading in, so if you go to the top of that text there, click your cursor, press the actual return button, and we're going to put in the next item, which is an MVP 10. And I'm going to format that. So I go up to here where it says paragraph, click on heading 2, and that's that. And the next thing we're going to do is add in the image. So we go to our add media, and I'm going to search for the item. So MVP 10, and there we go. Right, again, this one has actually got a caption in it, so I'm actually going to remove all of this because I definitely don't want that in there. So there we go. So I've removed that out of the caption box, and I've got to actually improve the title and alternative text. So put in Caribe MPV 10. Copy that and then paste it into the alternative text and the description. Happy with the size, so I go Insert into Page, and as you can see that's now sitting next to that. Again, I'm going to save this as a draft and I'm going to preview it. Go to Preview Page. And we'll just see how this is actually looking now. Right, now you'll notice that this is actually out of alignment. The issue with this is that we actually have a large image and we need to resize it. Now we can do one of two things. We can actually space between the text, which I think would actually look better, and then you've got a larger image to see. So to do that, go back into Edit, and whilst we're in here, we'll wait for it to actually come up, and all you need to do is just increase the actual space between each piece of text, as I'm doing here. and I'm going to actually save that as a draft and see what that now looks like. Preview the page again. Right, and if I just scroll down a second, now that looks much better. So what I'm going to do from now on is actually space between the text so that I've actually got it all nicely set, and as you can see it's actually set it up in quite a good sort of layout. So to do the next one, we go Edit, and I'm just going to wait for it to come up. There we are. So our next bit here, I'll just do the spacing between each of these actual pieces of text, and the very last bit, which is fine, that's there, and I'm going to go Publish. Right, I'm now going to view my page. And we now have our new page nicely set out. So that is how basically you would add a new page and edit your text and add an image.